Subscribe to the channel and comment down below saying I subscribe to enter this month's shoutout giveaway. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Sports Crazies. He's not the biggest, tallest, strongest, or fastest. He doesn't throw down draw-dropping dunks, and he doesn't play lockdown defense.
Better pass to Curry. He's fouled it in. What a finish by Steph.
However, he's unquestionably one of the top players in the league, and he has the consistent success to back up the claim. With that in mind, let's take a look at his most notable critics. Here are the top 8 people who don't like Steph Curry. Number 1, Stephen Jackson. Whether it's players being too soft or coaches not focusing on fundamentals, there is always something for ex-players to pick on. For Stephen Jackson, that something is Steph Curry.
Jackson's gonna face up on Emmett. Steven Jackson, first look, 2 down.
Jackson is apparently not impressed by the Warriors' dominance, claiming that his 2006 and 2007 Warriors could be able to beat the current Warriors team. Those Warriors won a whopping 42-40 in the regular season and claimed the 8th seed in the West.
Jackson answers with a 2. Smith turnaround. Smith doing it outside, and now Smith.
While they did surprise people with an upset of the top-seeded Dallas Mavericks in the first round of the playoffs, they quietly exited after a lopsided series loss to the Utah Jazz in the second round. Number 2, Dennis Rodman. I guess it's not surprising that Steph Curry would be a target of criticism for a player on the 1995 and 96 Bulls team who held the title of most dominant regular season ever with their 72-10 mark. But Rodman apparently doesn't have a lot of respect for Curry, and pathetically stating that Klay Thompson is the real reason for the Warriors' success and that it isn't about Curry. This isn't the first time Rodman has made headlines with an unpopular opinion about current NBA players.
They all want to see Superman, Batman, and Rodman.
A while ago, he claimed LeBron James would be an average player if he played during Rodman's era. While a great rebounder and player in his time, Rodman hasn't exactly made a smooth transition into basketball analysis, and seems to instead be the most interested in making the most unpopular claims possible. Number 3, Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley has never been afraid of saying something controversial. The star power forward turned basketball analyst currently works for TNT and has had many notable feuds with various current and former NBA players. Steph Curry did not escape his disapproval. Sir Charles made waves last year when he announced that in his opinion, Steph Curry was just a great shooter, implying he was a one-dimensional player and nothing more.
Steph Curry has proven to us he's a 2-time MVP. He's been fabulous.
At a time when people were considering whether Curry's last few years qualified as some of the greatest by any player in basketball history. While you'll find few people who won't concede that Curry is probably the best pure shooter of all time, the next best thing seems to be tearing down his abilities as a playmaker and defender. Number 4, Michael Bennett. Unlike most on this list, Michael Bennett is not a basketball player and doesn't have much to say about Curry's passing or defense. The Seattle Seahawks defensive end, however, took issue with another aspect of Steph Curry's career, his extremely expensive basketball camps. Being an overnight camper of one of Steph Curry's weekend camps in Bennett's home of Hawaii cost $22.50 per kid.
I made it to about like the middle line. It wasn't the 5 out of 7 one? Yeah. He's an unbelievable shooter. It's crazy.
Something Bennett saw as too much to charge as a professional athlete looking to give back to the community, and he let Steph Curry and other athletes know with some very public criticism. In contrast, the Pro Bowl MVP drew over 900 young football players to a completely free camp he offered last summer and is committed to providing fun and informative camps that extend to everyone, not just families rich enough to afford a high-price camp. Number 5, James Harden. James Harden just wants some recognition. Since getting tired of being the third option in Oklahoma City behind Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, Harden has been easily a top 5 player, starring as the man in Houston.
James Harden, put him in the popcorn machine.
His value to his team and his place among the league's best is clear.
Oh my! Somebody give Kent Bazemore a map so he can locate James Harden.
Unfortunately for him, the MVP award voters don't see things in the same way, and voted Steph Curry to win the individual award for the past 2 seasons. Although he's many people's pick to take home the hardware this year, it hasn't been easy for Harden. Following his failed MVP campaign in 2015, Harden wasn't shy about letting people know that he thought 100% deserved the award.
How confident are you that the path you're on now can lead to a title this year?
I'm very, very confident.
That must have made it that much harder to watch Curry win the award unanimously last year. Number 6, sneakers fans everywhere. From Michael Jordan to LeBron, Paul George, Kevin Durant, etc., every huge NBA star has their own signature shoe line, and they are typically a huge hit with fans everywhere.
But in order to understand how they even got to here, you have to understand this crazy story.
So it makes perfect sense for a superstar like Steph Curry to team up with Under Armour for his own signature shoes.
Award season Grammy shoes.
Oh, Grammy shoes.
Yeah, they're the Grammys are going on right now.
Unfortunately, his second foray into the shoe game, the Curry 2 Lows, were about as big of a flop as it is possible for shoes to be. The sneakers were mocked mercilessly on Twitter, with people calling them perfect for a morning of mall walking or for the 4:30 early bird dinner at Golden Corral.
For this one, the bottom right here, that's hard.
Okay,
which is a bit strange where your heel goes.
It's safe to say the all-white dad shoes were incredibly unpopular, with Under Armour even seeing a 5% dip in market shares over the shoes. Number 7, Jaylen Brown. In a game against the Celtics this season, Curry schooled Jaylen Brown with a quick fake and a step-through three-pointer to beat the buzzer at the end of the third quarter. Fair enough, but after the play, Curry made sure to rub it in, pointing at Brown and getting some trash talk in before walking away from the rookie.
Got the rookie up in the air.
I didn't say a word to him, Brown said after the game, surprised by Curry's gestures. I was just out there playing D, doing my job. He looked at me and started doing whatever. It was Brown who got the last laugh as the Celtics beat the Warriors with a convincing 99-86 victory. It would certainly make for an interesting matchup if the teams made it through their respective conferences to meet again in this year's NBA Finals. Number 8, Damian Lillard. We'll close this list off by looking at some of today's NBA stars that have been less than thrilled with Steph Curry's rise to stardom.
Into the paint, turns, swings it to Aminu, makes a tremendous catch, back to Dame, raising and hits!
Among them is Portland Trail Blazers point guard Damian Lillard, who would like you to know he is his own person. A rising star and a Western Conference point guard who can score from everywhere, it's no surprise that Lillard draws comparisons to Curry.
5 to shoot. Lillard, that is a bomb. He got it. Damian Lillard.
That doesn't mean he has to like it, however. I was being Damian Lillard was his brisk response to a reporter asking if he was channeling Steph Curry in an impressive 20-point first quarter that included 3 consecutive three-pointers in a game against the Indiana Pacers last season. Lillard clearly thinks it would be nice if an NBA player could have a good game without immediate comparisons to Curry being thrown at them. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.